Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Uh, I'm very glad being here with you guys. I'm William Oloya, FIFA review from Uganda. My question is basically, I needed to give it to Kate that why is it very hard for African referees getting to a very big stage of a continental tournament? You talk about the World Cup, we talk about the Women World Cup, the under 17, because we see Africa has been producing a lot of quality players, and I believe that the African referees are not very bad, they are good, but I think they should be lacking something which we don't get it right here for us to be in the final of the World Cup.
I think that's a very good question. And I've been to Uganda and run Premier Skills workshops. I've been to Ethiopia, South Africa on a couple of occasions, Botswana and other African countries. It is my belief that African countries and their referees are treated not as fairly as they should be by the governing bodies, because the governing bodies change too much. There's always political conflict. The referees, look, some years ago I went to Cameroon and ran a workshop, and in less than 2 years, one of those match officials, Elvis Nakubu, is now a FIFA assistant referee, and I think he's also been on the federation. The quality of play in Africa is outstanding, and I've watched it. The facilities, some of the facilities are obviously not up to European standard in every country, but the national stadiums are. And the competitions that are played in those countries are very competitive. The players have wonderful skills, but they also present big problems to referees. Acts of simulation, foul challenges, going into challenges with boots high. Now, this is not me criticizing the players of Africa. It's actually saying the referees in Africa are experienced at dealing with these types of problems on a regular basis. And this makes them very good referees. And for me, the opportunity for African referees to come into tournaments is not as open as it should be. I would like to see where there are tournaments in Europe, in Australia, in New Zealand, in America, in other parts of Asia. I would like to see the referees from your part of the world gain more experience by being able to be allowed to referee in those tournaments. And so one of the things that I'm hoping to do is to have tournaments with our own business to actually say, is it possible to run a tournament, say in Sheffield, and invite referees to this part of the world? Or I'm trying to encourage, for example, I've been in contact with with China this morning to say, is it possible to run a tournament in China where we can invite your near neighbors and African referees to gain more experience of dealing with European players. In the same way, I'm encouraging European referees to go to China or other Asian countries to be able to carry out that. I mean, that was part of the philosophy of the English Premier League. So to gain FIFA status in Africa, as it is in other parts of Asia, is difficult, but it shows that you have the quality to be able to move your career forward, and that the governing bodies like FIFA should give you the opportunity. They have sufficient funds to be able to say to young referees, we're going to take a group of referees to another part of the world and run specific tournaments to give them that level of experience. This is what I've had, when I was boss of the PGMOL, I had Australian, New Zealand, Japanese referees come to England to referee at semi-professional level and reserve teams of Premier League clubs to gain experience. And those referees have gone back and refereed in World Cup competitions. You know, that's the impact that we can have. And that's what I propose. I mean, www.keys-to-referee.com is going to address the training needs online so that we can have two-way conversations. We can have seminars and webinars online to give presentations to referees on refereeing, not just the laws of the game, but on practical aspects of refereeing. I mean, I've just done a piece this morning for New Zealand on what I term 10-minute refereeing. And I'm going to email this to you, Subhashish. I'll send it to you, this presentation, so that you can send it to your colleagues or put it online.
Sure.
This is where I try to encourage referees and assistant referees to work together closely. And so if we look at a game, we use a game in a traffic light situation. So red, green, and amber, or red, amber, and green, traffic lights. So when we start the first 10 minutes of any game, we're operating in what I consider to be the red zone. You know, this isn't stop, but it's you take care with advantage. You have to gain authority. You have to gain control. You apply the laws of the game, but you still allow the game to breathe. If the players are responding positively to that approach, then you can go to amber. You can free up a bit, play a bit more advantage, become a little bit more flexible in your approach to officiating. And then you can move, if everything's moving smoothly, you're in green. And so you can step out of the game, allow the game to breathe, the players to play. But at the first sign that it's going, you know, players are not listening to your application, not dealing with you, you can then actually come in and get involved. You can actually start to say, right, I need to go back to amber or back to red in terms of control. It's just a means of breaking a game down into 10-minute blocks. And if the assistant referees are thinking the game is going out of control from their perspective, they can actually inform the referee. They can actually communicate either by use of the hand, keep it going, it's okay at green, the players are responding. No, I think you need to tighten your control up. You need to get a bit, please. This is the assistant referee using a non-signal or a signal to indicate to the referee either tighten up or use the free flow of the game. And this is a system that has operated in Europe with several referees. Not every referee uses it, but it's just another method of getting control and maintaining control. So I hope that's answered your question in Uganda. I enjoyed my visit to Uganda. I enjoyed the football. I stayed in a very nice hotel, I must say, but I then gave my lectures in a schoolroom, which was really nice, really, really good. I'm hoping one day to get back to Uganda to talk to referees because they are a friendly group of people and they have some outstanding referees. And I compliment you on getting FIFA status. To get FIFA status in refereeing across the world is not easy. It is not easy. And it is a token that you are in the elite level of world-class referee. So when I'm talking to FIFA referees, I'm also listening to their views. I'm listening to what they have to say, because all the time I'm learning. This is what I've done for 50 years. Listen to referees and their views, and then bring those to bear.